Bionic Woman, Jamie Summers figure here. She came in at 12¼ inches tall, and this figure that I picked up, she's pretty well complete, the whole outfit, shoes and all. You can see from the pants and compared to the cuff of her jacket there, the pants are quite faded. They're almost a purplish color there, so we'll see if we can address that too as we clean and straighten her up. But like I say, she's got her patch on the jacket, and a lot of the key elements are there. And we'll go over our condition now and what we hope to do. Okay, one of the projects with this figure is we're going to work on this frizzed out hair. Any of the action figures, typically with rooted hair, it gets pretty frizzy like this. I've seen worse. At least here there is somewhat of a part or hairline still intact. It's not become totally obliterated in there. So we're going to go over straightening out, getting that back into shape, and then any collector of the Bionic Man, Bionic Woman are familiar with this one, which is the roll-up skin on the arms that show the modules has cracked and dried out from age, and it's just a common issue. That's how it is with the lifespan of that. So we'll clean that off. That's not a big issue, and we'll also be going over, I'm going to create a new skin for the arm, and I'll have one sized as well then for the Bionic Man. One of the other things here is in the TV series, whenever her bionic hearing would come on, you'd hear this kind of a sonar pinging sound in the figure. It's like this head clicking. You know, it's at the time where you didn't have a sound chip or whatever on the figure to put in there these different sound effects. So they made a click. So the click is normal. That's what that's about. The hole in the ear for the bionic ear there, the figures, the bionic station, and other accessories were made with these little blue plastic plugs that would go into their module with a cord for like a tune-up or whatever, you know, pretend for the Bionic. So that's what that is also about. So we'll continue on here. I think we'll head on into the workshop mode here now for the figure. We're going to take a look at the arm here. The arms are made to detach from the figure, and so the fact that the arm comes off is not something to be worried about. But we're dealing with the age of the plastic here, and this arm is coming off really easy because, if I can get the autofocus to autofocus here, there's a hairline crack here, and that's following the edge of this notch inside there. It follows right along there, right along through here. So I want to look into a way to reinforce that, at least to keep it from spreading, getting any worse, but not losing the ability for the arm to snap on and off the figure. So it's something for me to research on. The good thing is this figure, both chips are there, and that's huge. But right now I'll start working on taking off the old dried out rubber that was on the arm. Originally that would roll up like a sleeve to be able to see the chips in the figure. And the autofocus decides to go haywire here at the most opportune moments. But anyhow, that would just roll up, and so you could see it. And that's going to be another project. I'm going to be creating a new rubber roll-up skin sleeve there for the arm for her, and then also for the $6 Million Man figure as well. They're different sizes, so I'll get those custom made here. So we'll go ahead and start the process of cleaning that up, descaling the old rubber off, and see about securing that little crack going on up there from age. So the clothes are washed by hand and air drying. So we're going to start in on the hair, and instead of just trying to comb or straighten that out, I want to clean that off good to make sure any other stuff that's been put in there is cleaned out. I'm not going to add to any tangle or pulling on the rooted hair. Since she has that opening for the bionic hearing ear, I just plugged that with some putty, because basically all I want to do is get the hair wet. I'm not wanting to submerge the whole figure. And so I'm going to just start with some nice warm, pretty warm hot tap water, and then again I'll probably just use a little bit of Dawn for a shampooing here, again because I'm not wanting to add any other chemical or stuff in there, and clean out any old oil, dirt, debris and stuff like that from over the years. So we'll get that good and wet. Add a little bit of Dawn. That's probably too much. Doesn't take much of that stuff. It's a nice concentrate. Work that in. Let that do its magic here. So yeah, it's like the clothes. I want to just get everything first off to a clean start before you start any repair or restoration. Get it off to a good, you can feel a lot of the kinks and stuff through there. Off to a good base start. So what I'm going to do, because like I said, I put too much on there. The Dawn it's a nice concentrate, so don't need that much. I just accidentally glubbed too much on there. So I'm going to do a couple rinses on this. We'll skip that whole process, but you get the idea here. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. A little dab will do ya. I'm going to take a little bit of just regular hair conditioner, shampoo conditioner, and we're going to work that through this wet hair, because now I want to start trying to straighten this thing out. I want a nice wide-toothed tech comb to pull through there. It pulls through real nice here, but that's you know, with that conditioner in there, there's still some tough spots here. So what I'm wanting to do, and then hold on to this so it's not pulling at the root of the hair. I'm going to be working down, so I'm going to be going from, you know, the wide tooth down to finer and finer as we go, but the conditioner just stays in to the hair. We're not going to try to get rid of that, and that's a part of the whole process, is working that conditioner in to tame down that plastic frizzy hair here. So I've got the knots out of the ends. Again, hold on here so you're not straining at the rooted hair. And it's not shedding really. The figure's hair isn't. So it's going to take some time doing this. So I'm going to work on that, and we'll just come back here then to follow up. All right, so conditioner is in, and we worked it through from the wide tooth brush I showed you earlier, all the way down to just this fine tooth one, because I wanted to make sure after I got the tangles out from there, I just brought it all the way through so there's no tangle. So the conditioner is in there. I applied a little bit more as I was brushing just to keep things flowing better. So I'm going to let that conditioner sit in there for quite a while actually. I want it to just really do its thing, do its magic here before we go to try to clean that out. And I want to wash that out with just some lukewarm water then, and then we'll go to that step next. She seems pretty happy though. She's feeling good. Okay, so let the conditioner sit. Actually, it turned out to be an hour. And then just from under the tap faucet, I washed it out with just warm water. And then took a clean towel and squeezed the hair out. Don't fluff it or whatever with the towel. Just squeeze it out and then combed it out again. So just let it air dry, and we'll come back and check on that the next day here and see how that sits after it has a chance to good drying out process here. The dried on skin on here was very different than what I've encountered with the $6 million man figures. Those just really kind of peeled off. This was like really stuck on to the arm, so I ended up having to kind of let this soak overnight in a thing of water basically, and to get it to kind of soften up so I could get it to get off of there. But before putting it into the water, I made sure to get the little modules, the chips, out of the arm. These are printed onto the back of the plastic, so you have to be careful with those because it's easily scratched, and then you've lost your artwork on the chip. So be careful with those when you're removing those. Back in the time of these things, became an issue as far as a choke hazard, that these chips were coming out. So kind of a sign again of how things were done differently then as to how you could go in to approach those things now. So anyhow, old skin was off. Like I say, soaked it in water because I didn't want to use any harsh chemicals on the plastic. After soaking overnight, then I was able to scrape and fleck it off. So something to keep in mind when you're fixing yours up. Going to work on this hairline crack here that's going around through this edge of the design, the mold in there, where the arm just kind of detaches very easily. It's made to be detached, but the age of the plastic and the figure, it's made a little stress crack on that part. So what I'm going to do is first I'll take just some regular rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip to make sure all that's cleaned out good, degreased, no oil. Run a little fine bead of super glue into that, and then I've checked it here, and I get that autofocus to come in, which again, it doesn't want to cooperate here, but there we go. Well, anyhow, when I've put some pressure on that, it does close in a gap. So I'm going to run the super glue in, then I have an army of rubber bands, and I will run those down, cross through there to keep pressure on that, and let that set for the full cure time then, and tighten that a little bit, and then hopefully too it'll prevent that stress crack from spreading any farther in the plastic. So that's the next step there. All right, so we've got her hair straightened up here. The jacket, her track jacket there, has been cleaned and hand washed and pressed. So she's shaping up quite a bit. Her hair has definitely tamed down. There's going to be a little bit of styling there, and I'll let some other more skilled people here in the household work with that styling there. But I think you get the idea, though, after that treatment. That has shaped that up quite a bit considerably. And the next video, we'll get into getting those pants touched up more closely to match the blue in her jacket here, back to the original look. And we'll get onto that Bionic roll-up skin sleeve there for the arm as well. So check back, subscribe, and I'll see you there.